Hey there guys, it's Toasty Fresh and I'm back yet again with another collections update video, this one again for January. And I was going to slow down, and my New Year's resolution was to be focusing more on the playing videos side of things, playing the games, rather than keep collecting more video games. But I've had a little bit of a lapse and I've got myself another bunch of PS2 games to add to it, so I'm slowly creeping up. From the 150 mark to the 200 mark again now, with another 10 games to show you in this video. And 4 of them I got was just because I went to the football game on my own, and as they say, when the cat's away the mouse will play, and I played indeed in town, and I had a look around a few of the shops, and I went in cash converters, and unusually for cash converters they had some pretty decent, well, my cash converters anyway, they had some pretty decent PS2 games, and usually it's just the usual lot of sports games and just other games that aren't really worth me buying. I can buy them cheaper in Entertainment Exchange. But I picked up 4 ones that were actually would have been cheaper for me to get. And the first one I picked up was Rocky Legends, which is a game that I remember playing with my best friend at the time in high school, and he got this and I remember playing it. I got it complete, which is a bonus as well. Again, the qualities as well of the CD is not bad to say it's from cash converters. Usually I try and avoid cash converters because the games use a scratch to hell, plus those labels there are a pain in the ass to get rid of, rather than Entertainment Exchanges, which just usually peel straight off. Those can take quite some time to get off. But that was 99p, and I did a little look. This was made by Venom software, no, Venom Games, and I'd never heard of them before, and that's because they only made a couple of games. They made this, and they made a game called Prey, first-person shooter with 3D Realms, the famous FPS makers of Doom and things like, no, not Doom, oh, what's his name now? Duke Nukem. How could I forget that? But yeah, and they went on to make Prey, and they made Don King's Presents Prize Fighter, and they come off the back of another developer I mentioned, Rage Software. They made the first Rocky game, and then they folded, and they came off the back of that to make this game. And this is the one I was thinking, I didn't know whether it was this one that my mate had or the first one, and it is this one, because this one you follow in the early careers of the main characters from the films. You can either be Rocky Balboa, you can be Ivan Drago, you can be Clubber Lang, and work your way up, and you might even be able to be Apollo Creed, I think, as well. So I thought it's not too bad of a boxing game from what I remember, so that's what I thought, well, it's definitely worth 99p. And I also picked up Crash to Insanity, because like I said, I've not really played a lot of platforming games, and I do already have this, but it's in a triple pack with 2 Crash karting games, so I thought I'd get it on its own. And again, that's complete. And for 99p, I know that it'll sell for more than that in a lot of other shops as well, so I thought that's getting a pretty good deal getting that. It may be about, I don't know, £4 to £5 in other shops maybe, so I saved myself a couple of quid with that one. And another game that I picked up was Blood Omen 2 from the Legacy of Kain series, and this is following on from the very first one in the series, and you're going back to being the character of Kain. And it was released, I think, shortly after or around the same time as Soul Reaver 2. Didn't get quite as good reviews as Soul Reaver 2, and this one was more, apparently it's more action based, there's less puzzle to solve and things like that. And I've been seeing this one in cash in Entertainment Exchange, and I kept thinking, oh, should I get it when I was getting other stacks of games. It was one of the ones I wanted to include in those stacks of games. So when I saw it for 99p, I thought, yeah, I'll jump at the chance to get it now. It just needs a bit of cleaning up, and then it'll look not too bad. It's a little bit of damage to the sleeve, but there's nothing I can do about that. And for 99p, it's pretty good. And I also picked up Shadow the Hedgehog, because again, at being 99p, it was cheaper than I'd get it anywhere else, and again, it's complete, so 99p is a good thing, and it's also got a Sega catalogue in there, advertising the games from the time. And I don't think this is meant to be, it's another one of those latter Sonic games that it got so-so reviews. This one I don't think it got totally panned, they just said it's kind of repetitive and things like that. It's not meant to be an absolute great game, but I thought it's one for the collection anyway, so I thought I'd pick it up. And he is still, even though they keep dragging his carcass through these really dire games that he's been put in, he's still a gaming icon at the end of the day, and when you can pick it up for 99p, even if it is dire, it's still worth a 99p to chuck at it. And then today, I was in town, and I ended up picking up another load of games from Entertainment Exchange, and I picked up these few. I picked up MotoGP, the first one, for only 50p, and I picked this one up. This one was partly due to the price, because it was only 50p, and partly due to nostalgia, because my brother had this for the PlayStation 2, and it was one of the first games he ever got for his PlayStation 2. I was the first one to get one in my family, and then later on he got one, and this was one of the first games that he owned. And I used to do a thing of going round to his house and playing games and stuff like that, and I'd stay over at the weekends and stuff like that, and we'd have a drink and just play video games and things like that. That's what I'm kind of into, doing the Let's Plays and watching them and stuff like that, because it kind of reminds me of that when you're sharing the game with somebody else. That's kind of what it reminds me of and takes me back to that. But that's why I got that one, because it was one of the games I remember playing with him. It wasn't terrible. I'm not really that into Superbike racing or Formula 1 or anything like that, but I think it is still a pretty decent game though, for what it was, for the game it is. And I also picked up another racing game, Tokka Racing Driver, and this one I got because I remember having Tokka for the PlayStation 1, the first one, and I've got it now actually, but it's loose, it's just the disc. Oh, and I've also noticed, oh no, it's not, it's just a silver thing. I thought it was a platinum then. Oh yes, it is a platinum. Oh, that's the only bad thing. It's got a platinum disc in it. I'm going to say I had good luck today, because I managed to get them all with the instruction booklets. That's just been the first turd on my front lawn, that one. But what can you do? And I got this because, like I said, I remember playing the earlier games for the PS1, and they were pretty good, to be honest, where you had damage and stuff like that. And the actual, you know, controls of the game were pretty bob on. Codemasters usually made playable games, at the very least they were playable, so I thought I'd get this one. This one weirdly has got some kind of a storyline to it, a little bit like what Prize Fighter did with what's it called, not Knockout Kings, but you know, the boxing game, the EA game, Prize Fighter. That was the same. They put a storyline in there as well, so this looks like it's something that happened before that, so that could be something that's a little bit more interesting as well. And some of the other games I picked up Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, and I picked that up because it was 75p, and it looks in pretty good nick. Once I get the stickers off it, it looks in immaculate condition. It's got the instruction booklet in it and everything like that, and I know this is meant to be not the best game for Laura to ever be starred in, and to be honest, I've never been a big fan of the series, to be honest. I had the first one that I got with my console when I got a PS1 way back in the day, and that was pretty good because it was a novelty, and it was, you know, you'd never seen 3D games like that before. Well, I hadn't, until I got my PS1, and I played the second one, which again, it was still a novelty, but by then I wasn't really too keen on the games though, and I fell away from the series well before then. I think my brother had the third one, and I played a little bit of it, but never got it myself. So I just got that basically just to add it to the collection, and for the price as well. That's the easy one for that. And I also got Hitman Contracts, which is the only game of Hitman I've got so far, and it's the third in the series. So I don't know if I'll be playing this one just yet. I do remember playing the first one for the PS2 when they brought that up for the PS2. I think they did anyway, and I remember playing it. Or whichever, the first one that came out for the PS2, that's the one I played, because I remember playing the demo where you got to assassinate that guy in like a villa and you knock out that delivery guy, steal his uniform. So I remember that, and I've watched a guy, a really good player, let's player, well, video games player called Zevic, and he did the Hitman series, so I watched him because he was absolutely brilliant at playing the game. I couldn't do it half as good as he did it, so I just watched him do it. It's kind of like watching a film, and he was really, really good at playing this game. He absolutely mastered it, and so I got that one partly due to that, to having good memories of the game from watching him play that, and it was 75p. And then the other two I picked up Dead to Rights for £1, because again that was £1, and I was trying to round it up to £5 because I didn't have any money on me, and so I had to pay by card. And this one, I kept seeing it and thinking, this looks like it could be a half decent, so I picked it up. Again, it's complete, and it's another foray into an action game by Namco, because Namco made this, and usually they're more famous for making the Tekkens and the Soul Calibers and the Ridge Racers, the arcadey type of games, and they had another foray into the action genre with this one, and it is meant to be quite good. You got so-so reviews in some places because of it being compared to Max Payne, because of this bullet time in it and things like that. And he also uses a dog. You got like a dog sidekick who you can send out to attack, but he's on a meter, so you can't use him all the time. But when your meter's full up, you can send your dog out, and he'll kill someone and bring the weapon back to you. And that kind of reminds me of a game, and I forgot what it was called, but it was an old game. I had it for the Amiga, where you were a ninja or something, and you had a dog, and I think it was called Shadow or something. But if anyone can help me with that one, that'd be a really big favour, and I'll thank you very much for that. If you can tell me the name of that game, I really appreciate it. For some reason, it's totally gone out my head, but that's what that reminded me of as well. So that's why I thought, yeah, I'll get that game for £1. I'll scope it out. But if anyone can tell me that, it could have been out for the SNES and stuff like that, I don't know, but I played it for the Amiga. So, and the final game I got is Killzone. I kept putting it off because I played it already, and I used to own it, and it went with the rest of my collection with how I lost it. And I just got the second one as well for £1 for the PlayStation 3. And I thought that was a bit of a bargain. I've never played that one. I played this one, and it's a solid shooter. Again, I'm not a massive fan of first-person shooters, and I have played a lot of them, but they're not my favourite genre. But this one was pretty good as they go, especially for the PlayStation 2. It was probably one of the best offerings that came out for it, in all honesty. And again, it's complete, and I like the kind of newspaper kind of instruction booklet. It's a little bit different, a little bit like the Grand Theft Auto games where they did that, so maybe kind of say they're copying that a little bit. But yeah, I do remember playing this, and I thought, no, finally I'll get it into the collection, because I kept seeing it there, and they've got lots of copies of this, so that's why I left it as well. I thought it ain't going anywhere anytime soon, so I got it, and that was £2, and that just with the final one just to bump me over £5, so that I could pay by card. And that's what I got today. So again, like I say, feel free to do comments on any of the videos you've seen. Like I said, if you can help me out with that game, game where you're a ninja, it's like a side scroller, and you've got a dog sidekick. If you can tell me what it is, I think it is Shadow or something, but if you can let me know that, that'll be a really good help. So I'll thank you for that, and I'll leave you on that note. And thank you very much for watching. Any likes or anything like that, any contributions will be greatly appreciated. But that's all I've got time for, folks. I will see you guys later.